Song of the Avatar, Chapter 14, Spiritual Evolution. Krishna, I have a problem. What is it, Arjuna? I'm afraid of death. Oh, is that all? This fear comes from the erroneous belief that you are nothing more than your body-mind complex. But as I've been trying to explain to you all day, the real you is immortal spirit. This spirit cannot die. Part of your fear has to do with anxiety about being separated from your loved ones. Plus, there could also be concern about life being torn from your body by the jaws of death. Many people who feel this way will cling to life no matter how sick they might be. Try to identify with your immortal self, Arjuna, rather than with your body and mind. This is how to get over your fear of death. Your individual self is on a journey of spiritual evolution. It has taken many lifetimes for you to reach this stage of your journey. And it is a very important stage because you are now hearing the teachings that will move you more quickly toward your journey's end. When your individual self becomes unified with your higher self, with Divine Spirit, you will have reached your final destination. You will have attained the ultimate goal of life. The energy of SATTWA, harmony and balance, is the doorway to the higher self. The gunas again? Yes, because understanding the gunas and how they work together can help you to progress more quickly in your spiritual evolution. You can use the energy of Rajas to take you to the doorway of Sattva, although Rajas will want to take you through doors that will bind you karmically to the earth plane. The energy of the guna tamas is inertia, which will prevent you from even thinking about the doorway of Sattva. Tamasic energy is an obstacle that should not be taken lightly if you want to walk the spiritual path. Tamas is energy that is frozen, like the snow that covers the top of a mountain. If the mountaintop atmosphere gets warm enough, the snow will begin to melt. The melted snow will gather momentum as it flows down the sides of the mountain. And as tamas melts, it becomes rajas, active flowing energy that works its way around any obstacle in its path. If the energy of Rajas is allowed to flow unhindered, it might become a raging river of destruction that could leave a person's life in shambles. Rajas can make a person restless, and according to the mystics, this restless energy can advantageously be turned inward in meditation. Rajas then becomes sattva, and the meditator begins to crack open the door to self-realization. The sattvic person has lots of energy that is being held in reserve for life's most challenging moments. Their emotions are balanced, and they usually remain calm in a crisis. The energy of Rajas is usually directed toward the satisfaction of selfish desires. A Rajasic individual will do whatever they think is necessary to reach their goals, unconcerned about how their actions might be hurtful to others. A person with a lot of tamas energy is very much like a sleepwalker, completely oblivious to the world around them. They don't really care about what happens to people around them. In fact, they don't even care about what happens to themselves. Sattva binds one to a joy that is not linked to the satisfaction of earthly desires. It's the joy of walking the path to self-realization. Rajasic energy binds one to constant activity. Rajas has a continual need for change. Tamas binds one to laziness and the distractions of instant gratification. Spiritual evolution is an educational process, Arjuna. It's the school of life. In this school, one learns to make wise decisions so that they can pass life's tests. Those who fail an exam are given repeated opportunities to learn from their mistakes. Once that lesson is learned, the student can move on to the next lesson. The gunas do play a role in this educational process. When a person with a lot of tamasic energy dies, they will tend to be reborn into a family with a lot of tamas. This would be a family with absolutely no interest in spiritual evolution. After the death of a rajasic person, they will most likely be born into an active, energetic family with an abundance of rajas. Those with a lot of sattvic energy will tend to be reborn into a sattvic family. The nature of the growing sattvic child is one of loving kindness, nurtured by the unselfish love of its parents. The life lesson is about the insight and wisdom that comes with the absence of ill will toward others. The rajasic child will expend its energy trying to obtain the things that it desires. The life lesson has to do with learning the effect of one's actions upon others. The nature of the tamasic child is to pursue momentary pleasure with the least amount of effort or interaction with others. The tamasic individual is not inclined to learn any lessons from life. The tamasic person is like someone who spends their entire life in a darkened room. Many lifetimes could have been lived in this room, in the darkness of unawareness. Eventually, a bulb will switch on, and for the first time, this person will be able to see the walls that they've been bumping into over and over again for as long as they can remember. Now they will think a new thought about what they can do to stop running into those walls. And this is when tamas evolves into rajas. Inertia evolves into action. There will come a time when this person will think another new thought. They will want to help others to avoid running into walls. Rajas has evolved into sattva. Krishna, is it possible to evolve beyond the gunas? Absolutely, Arjuna. It's called self-realization. When this goal is attained, there is no more sense of separation from life. There is freedom from time, space, desire, aversion, and ego. Those who have moved beyond the gunas treat everyone with kindness, patience, and compassion. There is no fear of aging or death. This is the apex of spiritual evolution, Arjuna, where there is no clinging to materiality. There is only the eternal reality of the higher self, the Atman, Purusha, Divine Spirit. Namaste.